Hello and welcome back to Mega Man 6, where we do have some unfinished business, although fortunately not all that much. This time we're going to take on Plant Man, and it's going to be kind of a learning experience. I almost feel guilty about how well those last two runs went, even though they sucked. So this time around, I haven't really practiced this. Expect a lot of outtakes, but it should be interesting. Plant Man's stage has a pretty interesting gimmick. That gimmick is that you can't see many of these enemies until they attack you. That's due to Plant Man's foliage, and I actually kind of think that's a nice touch. Yeah, I'm saying nice things about Mega Man 6 now. I guess these runs have finally taken a toll on my mental health. What do you think? Alright, that room is done, thankfully. But it's not even the worst in the stage. This one isn't either, you just want to take it slowly. It's a pain, but it's not so bad. Those security robots can be pretty overwhelming, but fortunately they kind of sit still and wait for you to make a decision. Oh, Eddie, why would you do that right before the gorilla tank? Yeah, this guy sucks. There we go. I'm not doing that Buster only. That thing takes about 1,000,000 hits, he relentlessly advances, and he's just kind of an all-around dick. So, yeah, that was that. Oh no. And there's another gorilla tank on the way, too. This game really doesn't want me to say goodbye to Plant Man anytime soon. And there's some spikes here you have to be careful with. Because, you know, Mega Man 6 loves its spikes. Or springs, rather. It loves both, but I meant to say springs. Anyway, we are on to the second gorilla tank. And we're through. But we're not out of the woods yet, so to speak. No, this is the final room, and it's a fucking nightmare. As you can tell from the springs, the cannons, the things swooping in from the sides and then up from the bottom, this is not going to be an easy ride. Ah, for crying out loud, re-scrolling motherfucker. And that's when we say fuck it. But we don't want to use that too much, at least not yet, because, well, we have a lot left to do. We could use those platforms up there. They don't close up or anything. They're not very treacherous. But we should probably get rid of that cannon anyway, so we'll take the low road. You never really know unless you memorize it, which I haven't, but probably should, where things are going to swoop in from. So we want to be really careful. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Trust me, I would use Centaur Flash here, but we are far from finished. That was really fucking close. In fact, I think it's right over here. Oh, not quite. Okay, so back you go. Oh, not again. Yeah, that was a cannon on a spring. I'm not going to keep those alive for very long, because they're fucking awful. And we're pretty much done. That was a really close jump, and it shouldn't have been. And we are through to Plant Man. Plant Man is not so bad, but he can get you. God knows he has, so let's let him do his stuff here. He jumps at you and throws his shield. Sometimes away from you, of course. And you just want to make sure you know what he's doing. If he keeps doing that, you're set for life. So keep it up, Plant Man. It's a pretty big shield, unfortunately. But it's his only attack. And Mega Man 6 has a pretty shitty slide. So we might have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, alert your grandfather. Plant Man is down. Then Mega Man shoots us in the face to celebrate the fact that we got the plant barrier and the Rush Jet adapter. Yeah, it's not quite Rush Jet, and this is the shittiest shield weapon in the history of man. But we've done it. We finished off Plant Man, and yeah, it looks like there are only 2 left that we haven't done. Apparently I did that off camera, just trust me. And Tomahawk Man, who I have trouble with for reasons I can't even understand. But for now, let's say goodbye to Mega Man 6, and I hope you enjoyed our return journey. The fact that I've done, 6 of these guys is really surprising to me, but pleasantly so. I enjoyed this one. It was a really good challenge, and I hope you enjoy the copious outtakes. Thanks for watching. Okay. I can't say I expect this run to count. Plant Man's stage has a, well, not an interesting gimmick, but it does have a gimmick, wherein a lot of the enemies are hidden until you get closer. That one you could I was gonna say you could see it coming, but so much for that. Anyway, Plant Man's stage has a, well, yeah, I'll say it, it's an interesting gimmick, wherein you can't really see a lot of the enemies, at least not until you approach. It's not that any of the enemies... for crying out loud. Yeah, as mentioned, I haven't really practiced this, so... Waiting for one and forgot the other. It's not that it's so bad in a normal run, because they don't really, they don't tend to hide the more powerful enemies on you. Well, what the fuck was I thinking? It tends to be pretty small-scale stuff. And the only real problem it poses is if you're trying to do a silly run like this. For fuck's sake. That gimmick is that you can't see a lot of the enemies. Not until they attack you, anyway. That's due to Plant Man's foliage, and it's kind of a nice touch. It's also nice. Nothing's nice about it. Okay, and we've got another one of these gorilla tanks to contend with. That's gorilla, like the animal, though I see what they did there. Oh, why on earth would I have jumped? I think these runs have finally driven me insane. Motherfucker. Motherfucker, this guy. Mega Man 6 loves its springs, as you can tell. Okay. Oh, no! You fucker! We want to be really, 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 really careful. Well, not like that. That was supposed to be a much larger jump. Or higher, I guess I should say. I don't even know what I'm saying. You know what? Alright. Oh, why did I do that? Mega Man 6 sure loves its springs. I think Dr. Wily fell in love with them as well because he dedicated a Robot Master to them in the next game. Fuck! That's not it either. I'm gonna use up all my Centaur Flash, aren't I? God, I'm being way too careful. This is not gonna end well, is it? God, I hate this guy. There we go, a cannon on a spring. Capcom, you assholes. Ah! Just in time for nothing. And how close was I? That close. Fuck. That gimmick is that you can't actually see a lot of the enemies until they attack you. That's due to Plant Man's foliage, and I actually think that's a pretty nice touch. Fucker. I think he's finally taking a pull on mental health, what do you think? Slowly. Whoops, which I almost did. In fact, you'll see in the outtakes, we were not that careful with this run. Not another one, Eddie. Okay. Let's load up the Flame Blast here, because we have a Gorilla Tank to deal with. Oh, fucking Eddie! And now we are on to Plant Man. Plant Man is awful. Actually, he's not, but I don't want to do this stage anymore. He makes a pretty spectacular entrance, but he doesn't really do much. Why did I fucking stand still? Jesus Christ, Plant Man. That was a lot harder than I expected. Or maybe I should just say a lot more difficult. I didn't think this was going to be much at all, which is why I chose not to practice it. And for the purposes of clarification, I've played through the stage before, of course. I just mean I didn't practice it for this run. So I pretty much knew what I would be up against going in, I just wasn't absolutely sure how I could handle it. Which is why I thought that Plant Man's stage would only take me 5 attempts before I had a successful no-damage run on video. To be perfectly honest, I didn't think Plant Man would pose any kind of problem at all. There wouldn't really be any issues throughout the rest of the stage, and I could just devote those 5 runs to forcing my way through that final room, which is admittedly pretty rough going. In reality, it took me 21 attempts. Now, I've gone over before, but for Plant Man, that just feels really embarrassing. I don't think there was one obstacle or enemy in the stage that didn't give me trouble. Yeah, this was really a trying experience, so I think I've made up for the relatively easy runs that I had in Bright Man and Quick Man. We're halfway through the board now, but there's a long road ahead. So, yeah, that was a surprisingly tough one. Stick around and watch it get even tougher.